yeah, we've all talked about it. Either personally or with other people. It's like how the change is going to happen in the restaurant industry and in the whole food industry, as a matter of fact, through ag and how our food is being produced on the ag side, how it's being marketed and distributed, and how it's being consumed on the supply side. Restaurants sit right in the middle of that, right between the supply and the demand, and they really garner attention from both very unique, and they sit in a very unique space. I've been saying this for a while, and as time has gone on, I'm feeling that it's more and more valid that the innovation is going to happen on the plate of your local restaurant before you see it on the shelves of your local grocery store. That's just the way it goes. I mean, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, you didn't know what star anise or star fruit was, and then you went to a high-end restaurant in San Francisco or New York City. You saw it on a dish, and then you saw it on the Food Network. Somebody was making it on the Food Network, and then you saw it in your regular, everyday restaurant, and then you saw it at Whole Foods on the East Coast Fairway and higher-end grocery stores, and then it filters it down all the way to Key Food and Food Town. That's the way it goes, and I think that the way things are coming up now with how the millennial cohort is going to really be affecting the way that we produce, market, and sell food. They want to know where it's coming from. They want to support the restaurants that are supporting sustainable produce and meats, and that means that there's going to be higher margins, even higher margins that restaurants have right now. And they're going to find ways to cut those margins, whether to go fast casual or to cut out, and plus with minimum wage going up and tipping culture changing, now more than ever, restaurants need any kind of product that helps them reduce costs, drive sales, or be more productive. So that's what restaurant tech is all about. And thank you so much for coming and supporting. We're going to keep this train going. We got another one. I think our next one in SF is going to be in September 19th. Keep your eyes on the emails. I will be annoying all of you. Hopefully not too much. Just one plug for me. I'm starting a podcast. It's called The Food Center. It's the food.center. .center is a .com now. So you get .org, .com, .net, .center. I got the food.center. I have 3 episodes up. The website's terrible, so I'm not really. You can subscribe to it on iTunes, and by the end of the week, it's going to be on everything else. And I'm not very good at it, but I'm going to stick with it and talk to anybody who wants to talk to me about this subject, with a focus on restaurants, but generally anything that has to do with this emerging, changing industry that we call food. Now I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to let Rick Richmond, or not Rich Rickman, but he accepts both, from Firepie, to come up here and tell us about how he is going to solve the last mile delivery problem, and how Firepie is going to develop into a successful.
Thank you. Good, like the pizza.
Yeah, you did. You liked it. I'm glad. Thanks.
Oh yeah, people are saying the pizza is almost as good as Round Table.
Wow.
So much better than Round Table.
I'm in the wrong market then.
Yeah. So much better than Round Tables.
Thank you. That's encouraging to hear.
I'm turning off my phone. Yes, we have audio and video. Yes. Cool.
Thanks for your help, Victor. Great.
Yes.
Like on CNN?
Yes. No, more like C-SPAN.
That works. Well, thanks, Kevin, for doing the meetup. And Victor, thank you so much for hosting here as well. This is a really, really great setup here. So I appreciate it. Thanks. I'm Rick Richmond. I'm the founder of Firepie. Let me ask you a question, and I don't want to be cheesy here. How many of you hate pizza? Because I don't want to have you raise your hands just now, okay? Most people love pizza. And I started Firepie because I love great pizza. I love high quality pizza, and I'm also obsessed with convenience. And that's why I started this company. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the origins, and then I'm going to talk about our why, what our plans are, and then I'm going to talk about the concept. So the origins of Firepie happened in another lifetime when I was in college and I was working at California Pizza Kitchen. I'm thinking that most of us are familiar with California Pizza Kitchen. They use Pasquini Italian wood-burning ovens. And I forgot to order a barbecue chicken pizza, one of their most popular pizzas, for one of my tables. So I rushed the order. And I went to the expediting station where you wait for the food, and I timed it. And it took 4 minutes because the Italian wood-burning ovens were up at 800 degrees, and it only takes 90 seconds to cook a high-quality Neapolitan-style wood-fired pizza. And that was fascinating to me. What was fascinating about it was the convenience potential to get a high-quality product that fast. So I wanted to do a drive-through version of CPK. So I tried to, I put together a business plan. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. Couldn't raise the money. And I went through the California Pizza Kitchen management training program. I was obsessed with their concept. I learned every aspect of it. And what happened from there was I ended up joining some folks here that were starting a chain of wood-fired pizza places in San Jose, in Los Gatos, called Willow Street Wood-Fired Pizza. And I was their consultant and then general manager, and I am a limited partner in that still. But I left that industry because I didn't have enough equity, and to be honest with you, the hours for the payoff wasn't worth it unless I owned half the company. So I went into tech. So in the last couple of years, I've been selling routing and logistics software to Fortune 1000 companies over this last decade. And I'm always following the new trends. Y Combinator and these other incubators are coming out with these really interesting companies. And one of them was Sprig. And Sprig was fascinating to me because I'm obsessed with convenience, because you push the button and the food's at your door in 15 minutes. And to me, that changes everything. So that's why I started Firepie. So now I think I go, there it is. So it says, let's end pizza as usual. Pizza delivery is broken, and I found a way to fix it. This is the why Firepie. I believe we all want more simplicity, quality, and convenience in our lives. I don't know about you, but I am busy. And I just want something simple, fast, and now. We deliver a wood-fired pizza on demand in 15 minutes. My vision for Firepie is to be the next great American brand and to revolutionize the supply side of the last mile of food delivery. I'm starting with pizza. The reason pizza is so interesting, and I don't know, here it shows, but we love pizza in the US. We spend $40 billion a year on pizza. 10 billion of that is delivery. 15 billion of that is takeaway. That's a $25 billion market that's addressable by my concept. So even with all of this, spending $40 billion a year on pizza, the experience is still awful. People are not happy with the quality. They're not happy with waiting an hour for their pizza and all the other problems that come along with it. And a lot of this presentation, I actually got help from a gentleman who's an entrepreneur, Stephen Frisch, and he, and so a lot of things I'm going to cover in here, actually, he was helping me to develop, so and I'm going to talk about that. But here's what you have now. You're hungry for a pizza. I don't know about you, but when I'm hungry, I don't plan on when I'm going to get hungry. I'm just hungry. And when I want pizza, this is what I have to go through. First, I have to make a lot of decisions. First I have to find out where I want to get the pizza. That's not so hard. We all have our favorite pizza place, right? Then I go on the menu, and there's at least 15 different toppings. Then I have to figure out what size. Oh, and if there's a group of us, do we do half, a full? How do we, separate all those things? Oh, and then the crust. Domino's has 3 different crust options right now. When I'm hungry, I'm exhausted, I'm cranky, and I don't like to make a lot of decisions. So Firepie solves that problem. We have 3 pizzas, one size, that's it. The most popular toppings. Okay, after I've made all these decisions, then I have to wait. I have to wait 45 minutes to an hour. In San Francisco, it takes, if it's a Friday or Saturday night, it takes longer than an hour. I have to have a snack while I'm waiting for my pizza. That's broken to me. With Firepie, you push the button and the food's at your door in 15 minutes. Okay, after I've waited, this 45 minutes to over an hour, I finally get the pizza. If you're ordering from 55% of the mom and pop independent chains, or independent restaurants, or if you're ordering from the big chains like Domino's, they're using crappy institutional ingredients, and you're getting a warm and soggy pizza. After all that decision making, after all that waiting, and then I get a warm and soggy pizza that's basically mediocre. Firepie, you get a high quality product made with high quality ingredients. We have a higher food cost, and I have no problem with that because we want people to have a good product, and it comes hot. How am I doing on time? Okay, just checking because I saw you standing there in my peripheral. So anyway, I'm going to move on. But anyway,
We want some time for a question and answer.
Okay, that's cool. So how do you do it? So I spent a lot of time on this. This is how you do it. I take the ancient technology of Italian wood-burning ovens that heat up to 900 degrees and cook a pizza, in a Neapolitan-style thin-crust pizza, in 90 seconds. I marry that with ubiquitous mobile technology. Everybody has a mobile phone. All our drivers are going to have mobile phones, or they have mobile phones. And then I have a simple menu. And this is where it gets even more interesting, though. So I have a hub and node network, which means that we do our bulk products made from scratch every day in our commissary, and then we transport it to this photo you see in the middle, which is called a node. A node is not a food truck. It's not a restaurant. It's right in between. It's industrial grade. It's designed for high volume. I have a restaurant-sized Italian wood-burning oven inside, and I have refrigeration, and I can cook 150 pizzas an hour out of that oven. I hope we have that problem with the volume, but anyway. Then we have our delivery driver network, and that's how you do it. But here's what's interesting also. This creates an elastic supply chain. I can move this anywhere. I don't have to build brick and mortar. Here's a comparison. The average Domino's costs $220,000 to build. To launch one of our nodes, $77,000. 65% lower cost. The average rent on a Domino's is about $2,500 a month. It's $850 a month. We use 2 parking spots. And that's in San Francisco. It's lower everywhere else. But another part that's really important is for scaling. It only takes us 40 days to launch a node. It takes Domino's 6 months to launch a Domino's. So we have a scaling advantage. So this is what we plan to do. It's a $25 billion addressable market between takeout and delivery. We don't want it all. We'll never get it all. We'll take a small sliver. How about 1.6%? How do we do it? We go to the major cities with the biggest pizza spend with our demographic, and we own that delivery market. All of our EBITDA goes to marketing and acquisition, just like Amazon. As far as funding goes, so right now we are in the pre-angel round. We're finishing our proof of market right now. We have a $150,000 round. I've already raised $64,000. I'm raising the rest now. With that money, we are going to launch our own drivers. We're using third-party logistics right now, which is not optimal, but it still is 50% faster delivery than all the pizza places. Then from there, we're going to go to an angel round where we're going to cover all of San Francisco. So it's going to be a citywide coverage. And then we're going to go regional. Then we're going to raise our Series A. With that Series A, we're going to go into all those markets I just showed you. And then from there, we expect to be in the 200 million revenue range over a 3 to 4 year period. And from there, we have a lot of options. I was talking to Michael about this, not just going public, but possibly doing debt. So here's where we're at. Our first node is built and designed. We integrated, we have our app, which we will launch. We're using a third-party platform right now. But we have an app that's fully integrated with the order interface for the customer, the driver app, and our back-end point-of-sale admin panel. We went to revenue in June. Our sales were $3,200. In July, our sales were I have 9,300 here. It's covering the picture. And we're on track to be slightly under 20,000 this month. 200% increase in sales just in 1 month. We're going to be cash flow positive this month. This is a delivery footprint. This, if you're familiar with San Francisco, basically this covers about 1/5 of San Francisco. You can get a delivery in 7 minutes in this footprint right here. Each node is going to have its own footprint. This is our first footprint. We can do 15-minute delivery with our drivers right now. It's huge. It's not a circle, it's an octagon. You can't go super far in some directions during traffic patterns, but you can in others. One of the reviews that is the reason I get up every day is this one. We just got this on Yelp. We have 8 reviews on Yelp now since we launched. Each one is 5 stars. We have nothing less than 5 stars right now. People love fast. They love convenient. This guy breaks it down. He says, I was hungry. It was late at night. I had a choice of ordering from Pizzeria Delfina, in which I would have to use caviar, which is super expensive, and I'd have to wait an hour. I ordered from Firepie, and I got my pizza in 16 minutes, and it was hot, and he was happy. That's why I love what I do, that experience. So just to summarize, we have the menu simplicity of In-N-Out Burger, one of my other favorite brands. We have the speed of Sprig, 15 minutes. And we have the quality of Pizzeria Delfina. In appendix, I am going to skip through all of this right now, except for I think there might be one thing, and then I'll wrap up. I don't need to go into the team or any of that, but I think, in short, I want to say thank you for hearing me, because I love talking about Firepie. And that's it. Thanks.
I have a question. How long does it take to make a node?
So it takes, if 40 days to launch, it takes about a month to build. Yeah.
Anyone else?
I'm curious, in the 3 months, have you seen any repeat usage? I know it's a pretty small time frame, but has there been any repeat business there? It's legit
There is. So our walk-up customers, I haven't taken, I've been so busy with operations, I haven't had time to look, like sit down and go into the data. But this is what I can tell you. We are seeing the same names over and over again on our orders. It's encouraging. I can't give you an exact, amount of repeat customers yet, though. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, so that's an interesting thought. I am open to whatever possibilities the universe brings, depending on where we are at any given time. Right now, to bring the experience, franchising seems to have, there could be some obstacles to ensuring a consistent experience, but also
ideal of growth.
It would fund our growth. It would, yeah. No, it's something I'm always going to be open to entertaining, but right now, I'm not looking at that.
One of your taglines or one of your mantras is 15 minutes. Do you feel like that at some point may budge you?
So, that's a great question.
Or the other way around, would you be like, tell me if you're going to work with
There's a lot of possible, I think that the reason that we want to scale so fast is because once this gets traction and people start getting used to getting their pizza in about 15 minutes, and I shouldn't say exactly 15 minutes because we're not going to guarantee it anyway. It's still going to be a much superior experience. Once that happens, though, the other players are going to come in. We want to own this segment of the new on-demand economy with pizza. So.
How do you define 15 minutes as the critical, demand, unmet demand versus somebody that maybe consumers will be just as satisfied at 25 minutes or 30 minutes? Why 15?
It's a good question. Domino's basically became the dominant player in the market with a 30 minutes or less guarantee. I chose 15 minutes because that's about the amount of time I'm willing to wait. That's the only reason.
Consumer probably doesn't want 15 minutes, but are people, will they pay a premium? Is it a stronger differentiator, not a differentiator?
I don't know yet. I'm betting it will be. We'll see. Yeah, thanks. So right now we're using third-party logistics, which means that essentially we're using Uber Rush, which has about a 90% success rate. We're not getting 15-minute delivery yet. We're getting about 20-minute delivery. So, yeah. We get our averages every week. They break it down for us, and so we're able to measure that. So it's pretty good. But to answer your question, the reason I want to raise money is because what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of phases. We're going to do one where we're going to do a hybrid blend of Uber Rush, where Uber Rush actually works optimally in really short delivery because they do direct delivery well. And then for our longer routes, we'll use our drivers. So we're going to have a blend of both. And then ultimately, when the volume is there, it's way less expensive to use our own drivers than it is to use Uber Rush. Oh yeah, so the nodes, by the way, when they're deployed, so for example, in this footprint, if you have nodes over an entire city, then you have overlapping delivery areas, right? So let's say a driver does a delivery on an address that's on like the outskirts of one delivery zone, one of the nodes, but they're closer to an address in another. We optimize. We use an algorithm. They pick up there. That's where the efficiencies come. It's like a table. If you have one leg, not very efficient, but when you have all four legs, you have optimal efficiency for delivery. Low cost. Yeah.
How much do you charge for the delivery?
$3. Yeah, and our net cost, 10, 11, and 12. And they're 10-inch pizzas. So one of the great things about a 10-inch pie is that you don't have to, mathematically, when you have a larger pie, it takes considerably more product to to cover that pie. 10-inch pies, it's a low cost. It's a lower cost.
How do you do your pizza work within 15 minutes?
That's a really good question. So because our ovens are 900 degrees and they're pumped full of heat, they will stay hotter longer than the 550-degree ovens that are used in most traditional pizza places. And then just traditional pizza bags. But they'll still come hotter. Yeah. You could, right? It is a perfect size. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin. I mean, that's the thing, is that it's designed, it's good for one hungry person or for two people to share if they're not super hungry. Yeah.
I think it's a great one too. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
What's your labor knowledge, or what's your labor challenge associated with doing this so far in your operation?
Oh, yeah, that's probably going to be the hardest part of our scaling is people. And employees that work in the kitchen that don't show up, and all the other things. And so, that's one of the biggest challenges. I've hired people I know right now. Yeah, and I'm just starting to, I have to hire more people because we have so much volume now. I actually have to bring on 2 to 3 people before the end of the month. I'll let you know.
I mean, what do you use in case of this job? Double down or short?
Me. I haven't heard of it. That's interesting, because if we get people trained. The other part is our operation is so simple. It only takes a day to train people. Yeah, but if we have it for one function, that's even more interesting to me. And then I know that Kamyar, he actually has a solution, and I'm looking forward to hearing. Yeah, that was a good segue for him, because I can't wait, because I'm probably going to be using his service as well.
So let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's.
Thank you.
Come up. He's going to talk about ZippyApp, right? We're going to seamlessly move into the next presentation.
Yeah, I guess I can give this. I'll relinquish the mic now.
Why it's called Firepie?
Firepie there's a Firepie in Arizona. That's different. Oh no, Firepie is like Firepie is a big. Yeah, awesome logo. Thank you.
So it's different from.
It's a different company.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'm Kamyar Farhan. I'm founder of ZippyApp. It's a pleasure having you all. I had an opportunity to talk to most of you. So some of you, it might be a repeat, but I really appreciate your attention. The way ZippyApp started was I have many friends who are in restaurant industry and have type of businesses that hire hourly workers. And they all had a lot of issues hiring hourly workers. And if you look at it from both perspectives, not only the employers have a hard time finding workers, job seekers have a very hard time finding job also, because the traditional method of applying for a job in the hourly job market is an employment application. You go from place to place, fill out an employment application, and you turn it in, and you hope to hear. And that kind of created a migration from a paper application to PDF application. So you downloaded a PDF file, and then they created online applications. But still, you had to fill out an application after application. So if you wanted to apply for 5 jobs, you had to go to 5 different websites, fill out that application 5 times, and it's the same employment application They all ask for name, address, phone number, prior employments, 3 of them, education, 3 of them, references, availability, and so on. You can go to Office Depot and buy a stack of applications also. That's a very inefficient process for applying for a near minimum wage job. So we thought, why have the poor applicant do that? So the number one thing is let's create what we call a common employment application. So job seekers fill out one employment application and they can apply to any job with just a couple of clicks, okay? And these days, everybody is on their mobile device. So let's have them do it on their mobile device, okay? So that's on the applicant side. Then on the other side is the challenge is that everybody is getting these applications, through whatever channel. They're incomplete and they have many issues, and they sometimes accept resumes, and resumes are things that basically it's a sea of text. Okay? And you have to actually hunt for the information that you want. So it's a very inefficient process for hiring. So as you see, it creates really inefficiencies on both sides of this marketplace. So that's why we created ZippyApp, which is a recruitment marketing and application management system. The reason we call it recruitment marketing is because recruitment is really a marketing function. You are marketing your job. If you want good people to work for you, you have to sell them on the job, that this is the right job for you, this is what you will be doing, this is what the career path is for you. So you're really marketing that job. If you treat people like, come on in here, stand there and do that, they're not going to last very long. I mean, the transition from baby boomers to Gen Xers to millennials has really shown that the millennials, which make up the 90% of the workforce in the hourly job market today, is that they have to be sold on the job. So it's really a marketing function. Okay? So let's look at some numbers now. Restaurant industry has anywhere between 100% to 300% turnover. 300% turnover means that your entire staff gets replaced 3 times in 1 year. That's a huge number, okay? Generally in restaurants, the labor cost is 25 to 35% of your cost. For a QSR, quick serve restaurant, is more like 25%, the higher it goes. So imagine 1/3 of your cost is labor cost. It's a huge thing. To hire a new employee, including the training and all of the application process that you go through, is $1,000 to $3,000. So for a McDonald's that basically has about 60, 70 people on payroll for one location, that they go through 100% to 300%. Let's take the lower number, 100% turnover. That means you're hiring 60, 70 people a year. That's $60,000, $70,000 a year that you're spending on hiring people, okay? And a McDonald's makes about $2 million a year, and at that kind of labor cost, that's about 15% of their labor cost that goes towards something like this, okay? And 25 miles is the maximum distance that a job seeker will travel for an hourly job. And if you look at it, the reason that this area has a very tough time recruiting is because if you look at it, within a 25-mile radius of Palo Alto, there aren't any affordable housings. Okay, East Palo Alto, Redwood City are the lower parts, but it's very difficult to commute to this place and pay for parking and all of that. So it makes it very difficult to find. So that's another challenge. And finally, engagement. Engagement meaning when somebody sees your job ad, okay, and if they click, and that turns into an application. So that, we call it click to apply ratio, okay? Click to apply ratio is about 3 to 7%, because the engagement or the experience is so poor that they don't want to go through it. So they click on it, the job description is written very poorly, Okay? Sometimes they're written like what I call a prison sentence because they want to cover their behinds, that, oh yeah, you'll be standing on your feet. Everybody knows a waiter stands on their feet all day long. Okay? You don't have to repeat that 15 times to get compliance. So they read like a prison sentence. So you get very low engagement. What would that do? That makes your advertising cost astronomical. Today, one of the best systems that exist is Craigslist. In this area, it's $75 a pop to place an ad on Craigslist. It's good for 1, maybe 2 days, okay? Because then it gets pushed down, and at 3% click rate, it's extremely expensive. So these are all of the challenges that I mentioned to you. So how do we solve this? This is what we have. We call it hourly employment marketplace. So we start off with, this got a little bit overwritten, but we start off with a job distribution network. Because the number one challenge is to get the job in front of the right people. Okay? And instead of reinventing the wheel, today there are many job distribution channels. Today, people go to Indeed, Monster, Jobs to Career, and a host of known job boards to find, and a lot of them go to Google. So it's number one thing to do is to get the jobs on these job boards. The second thing is to actually optimize these jobs so that they're found and create a user experience that actually that 3 to 7% click to apply ratio increases. Okay? So the way we address that is through that common employment application. So you fill out one employment application on ZippyApp, and you can apply to any job on the ZippyApp network. And to cover all channels, we provide every location with a window decal like this with a unique QR code, so job seekers can simply scan the QR code with their mobile device and apply for that job. Because you are here on Palo Alto, 3 Seasons restaurant right around the corner, except ZippyApp. There's a sticker on the window, scan the QR code, submit your pre-filled employment application with 2 clicks. Okay? That is an unmatched experience. Okay? So because of that, we are getting 30% click to apply ratio, which is unmatched in the industry. Okay? So now you have plenty of people that apply in some markets, and you got the jobs in front of them. Now we have to make the job easy for the employer to go through these applications and make it easy. So we have an algorithm that actually matches the job seeker to the job. So on a 5-star rating, we tell the employer that this person might be better than that person. Actually, this application might be better than that application. Because a job applicant might apply to 2 or 3 different jobs, and they might be a better food runner than a waiter. So we give them a higher rating as a food runner than a waiter. So we look at the application to that extent. Okay? So it's really a complete solution. And the way really it works underneath is every location gets its own unique recruiting page. That's one of the big differentiators between the existing systems. Today, if you want to go apply for a job, you go to In-N-Out Burger/jobs, and then you have to find the location that you want to work in. You are in Sunnyvale. The fact that they have hundreds of other locations somewhere else doesn't concern you, or it's not exciting to you. I'm here in Sunnyvale, I want to apply. So get me to the Sunnyvale location really quickly. So every location gets its own unique recruiting page on ZippyApp, and this has many advantages. The number one advantage is you can market this location differently than the one in Iowa. Okay, so that's number one. This is unique in Google's local search engine optimization. In many instances, we actually show up ahead of the company's website because of our own search engine technology, optimization technology. So when you go to Google and search for Counterburger jobs, we show up ahead of Counterburger. Okay? Because of that. And again, to cover all bases, every location Now that every location has its own unique recruiting page, every location has its own unique web address. You give them a QR code with a window decal, scan and apply your common employment application. And contrary to our name, we are not an app. Because the name of the game in applying for a job is ease of applying. Downloading an app is a major step in the application process. So we actually use responsive web technology. It runs natively in any browser. So all you have is a QR code reader on your mobile device. You scan it, it comes up. It automatically senses what kind of a device you're on. It tailors itself to that device. You're good to go. Okay? So this is for a Chick-fil-A location. Okay? They get their own recruiting page. Okay? Scan the QR code, visit location. The system is natively available in both English and Spanish. With a single click, you can translate the entire site to Spanish because a large portion of the, oops, I better be quick. A large portion of the worker population, Spanish is their first language, so it's very important to have the system in both English and Spanish. They can submit an application in Spanish. The employer on that side can translate it to English as well. So it works both ways. Again, the applicant management system, they can do all of that. So it's got really all of the applicant management functions that you need to manage your applicants as they come in, and the 5-star rating really makes it simple. And now comes the marketing part. Every location is different. Every location requires its own sort of marketing. And this is actually a brand new Panera Bread opening in South San Jose that they're using ZippyApp. They had this banner hanging outside their new location. Before the location was open, people were scanning and applying. A lot of McDonald's actually in the Bay Area are using ZippyApp. So you will see this poster in their window, and people are scanning and applying for the job. So anything that you need in order to capture the audience, and whether that audience is the walk-in or on the job boards or on Google, we address that. So, and we do these, what we call recruiting cards. The recruiting cards are size of business card that sit at the host station. Somebody walks in, wants a paper application. They hand them one of these cards, apply at this location, or scan that QR code and apply. So you go to all of the Counter Burgers in Bay Area, and actually these cards are sitting at their host station. Very simple to apply, and employers really get a kick out of it. How simple it is. They don't have to worry about where the jobs get distributed. We manage all of that because with one fee, we optimize where their jobs are going to be. Because a waiter job will do better on certain job boards than a manager job. So a restaurant manager. A restaurant manager job might go to Monster. A waiter job might go to Jobs to Career. So that's the part of the decision making that we take care of so that the busy restaurant manager whose job is to run a business rather than hire has less things to do. Okay? So these are the marketing materials that we designed for Chick-fil-A's and various brands. Okay? That's all I have. Question?
I have a quick question. How do you charge for the service?
It's a monthly service fee. You subscribe per location. So if you have 20 McDonald's, you subscribe each location to the system.
Is this really more for fast casual, or?
That's a very good question. Our sweet spot is our QSRs that cook food rather than Subways, for example, to some fine dining, not Michelin 3 stars, because those guys are, different. They're career people actually work there as a waiter. So more casual dining, and as you get into really higher. And in San Francisco, we have a lot of fine dining. You know, Epic Steak uses our system. Water Bar uses our system. All of Nitemius, which is Flour and Water, and Central Kitchen, and so on, they use our system.
How's the onboarding process going with the individual restaurants? You how's the sales going through the front door? You're knocking on doors.
That's actually one of the challenges. We try to do more outbound, so we have actually inbound for onesies, and we go after multi-location, sales. So we have a large chain of Applebee's that use our system. We went after those guys ourselves, but Chick-fil-A, we went after them ourselves. But for the onesies, we go after those still, but we are positioning ourselves so that they come to us. We go to a lot of trade shows. We get a lot of leads from that.
Do you include the printed collateral in the design?
No, there's extra charge for those. All of that, there's extra charge for banners, posters, and things like that.
It's great, and this is I saw, you mentioned it earlier, getting noticed, the app in the first place. So one app is just, hey, there's no opening discovery, and there's QR code. But then you get into like, okay, this is job description, is it a prison sentence? Or is it good? And there seems like there's pretty some magic there, because I heard about a company that was using AI, XDO, to kind of help look at what has been successful, not been successful in terms of writing applications. What do you do in terms of?
Very good point you're raising. We actually, the way really our system works today is we set it up, we charge a setup fee. We charge $100 per location to set up the system because we set it up more professionally. Some people do it on their own. Some more savvier people, they do it on their own. And the experience is very streamlined and fine. But one of the things that you get as a part of that $100 setup fee is that we review your job description. Yes, and the good thing about the system is that the job description for a waiter doesn't change. And if you look at it, the entire restaurant has a finite set of jobs. So once we set up the system, we populate all of the jobs that you have for that type of restaurant. So a full service, you have from dishwasher to runner, expo, prep cook, grill cook, whatever, all of the job descriptions that you might have, all the way to front of the house manager, we populate all of that. From then on, all you do is turn the job on or off. Okay? So with a single click, and that's one of the beauties of ZippyApp for the restaurateur is that they don't have to worry about, they review it, they just simply, with a single click, we take care of that distribution for them.
Vary a lot, from that $100 setup, or like, what a good waiter description is, or a good runner description is?
It actually makes a huge difference in response. When we see that one of our customers is not getting applications because of their job description, because we want our system to shine, we offer them a review at no charge, and we say, these are some of the tweaks that you can make to your job description to get a better response. And that's about making your early customers happy so that they come back.
I'm a waiter, and I don't know about ZippyApp. Do you have any plans to market to advertise, to open up more of a customer base as far as the applicants are concerned?
Well, actually, that's a very good question, and one that we get asked a lot, that I've never heard of you guys. So how is that going to work? Okay, and what we show them actually is, have you heard of Indeed? Have you heard of Monster? And we do this live actually during a demo. So we'll just go to Indeed and we do a search for waiter in Mountain View, and we'll show them how many of the jobs on the first, second, third page of Indeed search results are by ZippyApp. And you click on that, and it brings you directly to ZippyApp, and you apply there. Okay, and you do that with Monster, and we actually power the career page of many restaurants. So if you go to Nola's, for example, Nola's is right up here. If you go to their website, you look at careers, you click on careers, it brings you to ZippyApp. Now, Golden Gate Tap Room, you go to their website, you click, it brings you here. It's, so those are ways to actually cover the unknown. But then there are a lot of people that have, learned because they have had, the app. We have many people that repeatedly apply for, because these jobs are what we call evergreen. You never close a waiter job, at a restaurant. So they're always open, and it is, that's one of the challenges in the job market, that when your job gets staled on a job board, it gets pushed down. Okay, so that's where our search engine optimization technology comes in, so that how do you maintain freshness on a job that is a year old?
You might think about like some sort of referral program. You know about that?
Yeah, we have referral from, because it's free for applicants, okay? And we do cover social media, and actually we have very tight integration with Twitter, Facebook, that you can log in and apply. Actually, we have an algorithm that learns from applicants that come in through social media for optimizing the advertising on social media, because you can build a like audience. So if somebody came in through Facebook and you gave a thumbs up to that applicant, then we say, you like this person. So we build a like audience on Facebook, and we target those people on Facebook. So referral programs are a bit tricky to implement, because there has to be an incentive, and we have thought about some incentives that actually restaurants offer, so that you say, hey, if you apply, we give you free dessert. But in tight labor markets, what we actually told our clients was to offer a hiring bonus. And we have a large Panera Bread customer, and they're offering anywhere between $100 to $3,000 hiring bonus. And we have tight integration with Craigslist also, so we can actually post their jobs on Craigslist. There's additional fee for that. So we have the system automatically post jobs for that location to the most ideal type of Craigslist, and it's all of our ads are in HTML, so people click on it, it brings them directly to ZippyApp. It looks much nicer. If you go to Craigslist and search for ZippyApp, you will see our HTML ads.
So what would this cost me as an independent one location restaurant?
$49 a month with a 1-year subscription, $588.
Is that front payment for the full year?
Yes, yes. And $100 setup fee if you want us to do it.
A few questions. Isn't traditional employee at the, let's say, kitchen or busing or lower wage standard not savvy enough to have access or use of some of the phones, or is that completely changed?
It's completely changed. Today, actually, most of people have their mobile device as their number one device to access internet. I've actually been involved in some homeless projects, and there are homeless people that have a smartphone, okay? And they're much more comfortable applying do everything. Today, I have a lot of data that shows by age demographic what are their device of choice. And we see that every day, we see that better than 50% of our applicants come through mobile device.
And do you do a background check for the employer or for the employee process?
We don't do it ourselves. We have partnerships with
Who pays the employer or the employer?
the employer pays. We have.
What if an employer doesn't, let's say, in the traditional sense, you walk into a place, you fill out an application, and then they throw it away, they throw it away. Are you repurposing some of that stuff where if somebody doesn't work out in one place, they can suggest it in another place?
We do recommend other places to the applicant, but
The employer that they can sort of stuff.
well, we do. No, the employer cannot. There are. The laws are very strict and tight around that. First of all, you cannot throw away an application. You cannot throw away an application. So if somebody came in and submitted a paper application and you threw it away, you're in trouble. I mean, yeah. I know. The waiter is not going to go sue you and say, I submitted my application. But the moment it goes online, there is an electronic record. So for that reason, we keep every application for 2 years. The law says in most states, it says that you have to keep the application for up to 12 months. The application for people that you do not hire. If you hire the person, then it is indefinite. So, and when they submit the application becomes the property of that employer. Is no longer your application.
Sure, but what I mean is, it seems to me that there's an opportunity. Let's say I'm hiring for XYZ position, and that applicant came in number 2 or number 3, and I didn't hire them. Again, they'd be great for somebody else.
Sure. No,
Can I then, as the employer, send that back to you at Zippy and say, this is a really good candidate, I just didn't have to hire him, and therefore it becomes an attribute associated with them on the next job?
No, we actually, we recommend other jobs to the applicants ourselves. But they don't, actually, they would never do that because, if they have an applicant that even if it is not qualified, they want to keep that application to themselves in case, one day, because we actually have a feature that is called on-call, that, the applicant can indicate their on-call availability, and you can go in there and say, dishwasher did not show up, okay? And you can immediately go into your application base and say, show me all of the people that are on call today, and you can call them.
What I'm saying is you're missing the information of the employer that might have had a candidate that missed, whether it be number 2 or number 5 or number 10. I don't think that the window of time that somebody's looking for a job is such that they're looking for 6 months. They may be looking for a week, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. And within that week or 2, there may be other people out there. So as a benefit to those employers that are already paying you, sometimes a credit system to allow them.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
Therefore, somebody else would benefit. Now you've got an employee that has a high rating from other employers.
Well, the challenge is that you cannot, the laws become very clear that you cannot, we have, in our system, we have thumbs up, thumbs down, we even have applicant rating and all of that. You cannot share that with anybody else. That's illegal. That's completely illegal to say that this guy gave you a thumbs up.
No, not that you gave them a thumbs
No.
up. But it was a high, if I'm hiring and I see somebody that was a
You cannot do that.
not
No.
necessarily thumbs up, but necessarily somebody that scored well with
You cannot do that.
I think it's a little bit
That's exactly, very slippery slope.
process, not ZippyApp. I think.
Right, it's a very slippery slope. The laws get,
You can also say that they entered the final round of interviews in other places too,
no. That gets really murky. I mean, actually, LinkedIn did something similar to it, but in a different way, and that was, they said that you are the 25th applicant who submitted an application for this job. They took that off.
All right, well, we actually got let's give.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Usually done.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask Victor to come say a couple of things, and then we're going to wrap it up. He's going to be very, very quick. Let me grab that from me.
So everyone, very nice to meet you. Thanks a lot for coming down here to our Palo Alto office. Just a couple of words about the company. So as you may have noticed, we make video products. We have a lot of video stuff around here. So everything from cameras to devices that stream to YouTube and Facebook Live and so on. And one of our actual visions is to allow basically anybody to stream their event, anything that they're doing to Facebook Live or YouTube on a professional level. So we're trying to bring down that, level so anybody can do it. And that's why kind of got in touch with Kevin, and he has the same vision of taking this outside of just this group of people and trying to promote this. And also great presentations from the speakers as well. And you guys, right after this event's done, you can go on YouTube or our page on Facebook Live, and it'll all be there. And feel free to use it for your own needs in marketing. And
like you were saying, it doesn't matter like how big the event is. It's a bunch of people listening to one or two people, and we're all going to leave. And whatever happened within these four walls is great. But this just gives you some sort of collateral media that you can take it on and on and on and on, and really make a better impact, prolonged impact.
Exactly. When you guys get big and you're raising your C round or doing your IPO, people will go back to this video and see and look at what you were doing. So exactly.
And I look at the technology, the Pearl, and all of the products they have. I can hook it up, so I can do it. Anyway.
Thank you. Sorry. Come talk to me. I'll get you something. Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank everybody again for coming, and thank Victor for having us here. Keep your eyes on the emails, calling you for the next event. The next event should be in SF. Probably, I've said that already, probably